Hey, so I know we're a day late. We were supposed to do this yesterday, but let's just say a lot of stuff happened yesterday. Um, and you hit a pretty low point yesterday too. Feel a lot better today than I did yesterday. Um, I don't really know exactly why that is, because I should feel more tired today, even though it's my day off. Um, but it feels like I got like the rest that I needed all at the same time. So I guess that's why we feel okay at the moment. Yesterday, when I was at church, they said something that I really think was speaking to me in particular about the fact that there's someone in the room who needs to hear that they need to give themselves some more grace, which I feel is totally me. I have a really hard time just not giving myself enough grace. I'm so caught up in all of my insecurities right now. I don't really know. I'm super self conscious right now. I wish I wasn't. I wish I could push it aside, but it's. I've been talking to God a lot about how He's built me, and He said something really interesting to me the other day. Um, he was talking to me about, you know, gifts that I have and talents that I possess, and just talking about the fact that, all those were given to you so you can make it to this point, so that I can wake you up today and you go do what you need to do. All of them, even the ones that seem insignificant. And I don't know if really anyone else needs to hear that, but even the skills that you don't think that you utilize to the full potential, God gave you those for a reason. And whether or not you realize it, they got you to the point where you're here today. Like, He really talked to me about that. Like, about how, just He's really talking to me about just like how He built me. Like, we're focusing on that so much. Like, I know He's trying to break through my insecurities. And my insecurities, I compare myself to others. And I feel like it's funny. Someone said to me the other day, I was like, I will be sarcastic with each other. I was like, living the dream, right? He's like, yeah, nightmares are dreams too, right? And I was like, yeah, but that's what it feels like when I focus on my insecurities and then compare myself to someone else, that I'm living a nightmare. But that's not what's going on. Like, it's really not. I am so blessed with everything that I have. So thankful that I have the ability to do this, be able to talk to God in such a way, to be able to communicate, to be able to have a job, to be able to have the body that I have, to be able to just be the person that I am. Like, it's so amazing. I'm so grateful for it. And sometimes I just get caught up in, the wanting of more when I don't need it. I just want it. I don't need it. I'm doing everything I need to do right now. And though I'm not fully content in it all the time, there are moments where I'm completely fine. And then there's other moments where I just get totally burnt out. And I'm getting upset with myself because I get burnt out more and more. But it's okay. Like, it's okay for me to be getting burnt out. It's a natural human thing to do. I don't know. Sometimes I just get upset with myself because I'm like, people talk to me about my patience, and they're like, I had people talk to me about my patience yesterday. Like, I was sitting up there at work, up at the counter, and I was talking to several customers, and they saw me interacting. These new customers saw me interacting with other customers, and they're like, "You have so much patience because I could not have done what you just did." And I'm like, "That's every day." And they're like, "How do you do it?" It's God. It's that simple. Um, it really is. I mean, it's how He built me. I have an amazing amount of patience for other people. I just don't for myself. And I'm really wondering, like, why do I do that? But maybe I don't know. Sometimes maybe I think sometimes I think take things too literally, or I am so selfless that I do not feed myself. That I will give everything to everyone else, every ounce of energy that I have to every other person to do everything that they need, that I will not give that same energy to myself. It's not that I don't know how. I just kind of feel like it's kind of useless. And I don't know if that really makes sense, but for me, it's like, I don't know what this person is going through. I know what I'm going through. I know what I can handle and what I can't. But I'm going to give this person the best that I can to do whatever I can to be as patient, because there's probably people who don't do that for that person. And I might be the only person that does that for them that day. And maybe they can carry that same attitude, that same kindness to someone else, and do the same for somebody else. And that can go on and spread like a ripple effect, like a wave. Like, I hope that's what happens. But I can't control what other people do, no matter what. And no matter how kind I am to somebody, it doesn't mean that they will be kind to me in the same way, or that they even take it the same way. I have that going on right in front of me every day. It's kind of, it sucks. But it's okay. Like, it's not futile. And sometimes I get caught up in that too, like, where I just feel like, am I being nice for no reason? Like, but I'm not being nice for a reason. I'm just naturally nice. Like, I think it's really easy to be nice versus I don't understand people who can be mean all the time. I don't have the energy, but I just feel so natural being nice that when I am mean, it takes so much out of me. When I have to be super stern with people just because they have attitude, it drains me so much. And maybe that's why I'm having issues in the job that I'm having in right now, where I'm having to be so stern sometimes with people because they have such attitudes. And I want to be nice, but they don't respond to niceness. When I'm stern, then they're like, oh, like, okay, like, they see me be nice, and then when I'm stern, they're like, oh, he actually, yes, I can stand up for myself. That's not the issue. I just choose to be nice. Like, I don't like being stern all the time. I don't like having to do that. It drains me so much. It drains me so much. I just rather be nice. It's really who I am. So, like, God's really been talking to me about that. Like, just how He's built me. Everything that I feel like is insignificant really isn't. It brought me to this point. He really spoke to me about that. That hit me like, that's another thing. Like, when we talk, And I talked to him, and I'm like, why do some people need such hard correction? Why do some people literally need to get smacked in the face? God says something to me, and I'm like, okay, I'm sorry. Like, whoa, you don't have to. You don't even get any. I'm sorry. um, I, I'll be right there. I got it. I will be obedient. Like, I am so sensitive to your correction. I fiend for it. I want it. I want to be the best child of God I can, the best representation of God. I want to reflect God in such a way that people can't help deny but see it. Like they instantly know what it is. But in this world, they do not know what it is. They don't know. You have to tell them. Because they don't know Christ. They don't know God. And people imitate niceness and kindness when you actually mean it. Like when it's actually part of you. Like I can't even deny my kindness. I try my best to go out of the way for people to do things for people, especially people that I work with, people that I just run into and encounter every once in a while. I just try to be that nice, kind person. And I'm always willing to give somebody grace, be patient with someone. People think that they, don't give me attention or anything like that. I'm totally fine. I don't really need it. I don't really need it like that. I just want to make sure everyone else is okay. I say that too, but like, I know there's times where I need things, but a lot of things don't really bother me, especially physically. Things that like nag people physically don't bother me, but it's the way God built my body. Things that bug people mentally don't really bug me mentally. I mean, there are things that do, but I think if I put out the things that, like bug me mentally, like the majority of people are probably bugged by them. They probably get upset by them. It's like we talked about before. The calmness, the choosing to be calm. I think it's part of, my deep desire to want to reflect God. God is peace, right? Like, I want to reflect peace. And people talk about how, like, when they're around me, they just feel calmness, they feel peace. I want that to be a reflection of God's peace. Not saying that I can create God's peace, because I can't. And even if it was something like that, it's not from me, it's from God. It's God working through me. I know there's a lot of things going through your mind. I know you've been worried about so many different things. I know that the future can go in so many different directions for you right now. And you've been getting hit so much by the enemy with comparison. So much. He just keeps on slapping you with it. Like, it's relentless, right? But it's okay. God's got you. There are people praying for you. There are people waiting for you to step into the role that God has before you. And you just need to keep on standing. God will tell you when you need to take your steps forward. And God will let you know when you need to stay still. And right now, it feels like a season of staying still. And I know you want progress. I know you do. But there's a time for that. And He will really, really help you with that. He's got you so much. I mean, look at you today versus yesterday. Nearly about to bawl your eyes out like nonstop. Trying to compose yourself so that you don't cry in front of your kids. To today, where I feel 1,000% better, and it's simply God. Because that's the only explanation. Nothing changed from yesterday to today. But the attacks are less. Right now, for some reason, you're being shielded. And that reason is simply God. And that's why we're having this conversation right now. Because you know you aren't doing it. You didn't change anything. You didn't do anything different than you do any of the other days. It's God. I don't know if God's just answering my own prayer or answering somebody else's prayers, but it's God nonetheless. And all the glory be to Him, because it's totally you. It's totally God. Thank you, Father, for that. So, plan is Sunday, we'll do this again.